Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sabelo Mashwama. I'll be holding the fort this evening in terms of directing the times and the program. For those of you who have not been to these awards before, a special welcome to all of you. You can clap hands for yourselves and we can clap for them. We would like to recognize the Deputy High Commissioner for Sri Lanka. As you know, this is an award ceremony, our judges, all the entrepreneurs present here, in particular the nominees and those who will be celebrating as winners tonight, Shine. And our sponsor, Mr. and Mrs. Beeston. Over the 3 years, he has contributed over 750,000 Rand to the Biz Create program, largely as prizes to the winning entrepreneurs and covering the cost of these awards. We thank you, Clive and your wife, Nicola, for this support. I also want to recognize, if they are here already, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Kiabetui. Thanks.
African entrepreneurs should not dwell on planning to do business. They must use whatever skills, resources, and networks to start immediately to do business.
We came into Biz Create as probably the prodigal kids or prodigal children, because our solution or our concept was really something that wasn't usual in their setup. So as time went on, we really worked so much with the team here to conceptualize it, and today is something that we can actually take to market and sell it to our clients. And Biz Create has been supportive throughout the way and always encouraged us and pointed us in the right direction. In this jungle of entrepreneurship, you have to believe in something, be it a great relationship with your business partners or a personal one or a spiritual one per se, but make sure that you have a vision and you are somehow have a way of getting motivated when you're down. So it's not about the number of times you fall, it's about the number of times you pick up yourself when you're down.
Biz Create is the reason why I'm trading today. I'm really happy about my journey. Yes, I did first face setbacks on the way. However, Biz Create really did help me refine the vision of my business. My turnover has increased. I have ladies that I work with. They really help me with the image of the business, the logo of the business, also with the website, business cards, labels of my virtues. So, and also I've been meeting a business advisor on a monthly basis in assisting me with a lot of things. So I'm really grateful and I appreciate Biz Create.
Biz Create is everything a young entrepreneur needs. And all I can say is that the tree is within the seed. Take whatever little that you've got and go out there and you will mature and become this majestic tree that you're supposed to be. The incubation has helped me to put the steps that are necessary for me to move my business to the next level when it comes to water solutions in the country.
My name is Sandy Nkosi and I represent a company named Protovate. I want to start here with cell phone stand, and you can have your logo and branding applied. And this is one of our latest concepts, the I Survived Joburg postcard. It has magnets at the back, and you can actually post it. It's targeted towards tourism, because a lot of people miss out on Joburg when it's just as hip as Cape Town.
Being part of the Best Create program has really helped me in also just organizing myself as a business. As I said earlier, that we were just running as a business, not knowing where we're going. Having to sit down, actually put about plannings and actually putting about the certain skills that you also need for business. I mean, like, we didn't understand our customer. Now we can actually say, how do we actually go back and actually target our customers, and how can we actually go back and say, these are the people that we work with and people that we deal with. For young people who actually want to pursue entrepreneurship as their career path, I would actually say to you guys that, it's really something to look forward to. You are not limited to what, your day job is actually saying to you, but you actually make your duties and all those things, and actually being part of this program in that, I could say, it really helps, and you can actually find yourself growing just from an idea to find yourself where you are actually in operation.
Margaret Chandia, founder and director of True Lifestyle Africa, manufactures natural and organic hair and skincare products for women in the middle to high income segments. The Biz Create development model has a 3-stage roadmap process for success. The 3 stages are ideate, create, and activate. Ideate is a 3-day ideation and startup business innovation bootcamp that encourages entrepreneurs to play with their ideas and find innovative solutions to problems they have identified. Create is a 3-month action-based coaching program which uses group mentorship coupled with individual one-on-one coaching to refine and test the business model and implement the idea. Activate is a 9-month business activation program with support and development focused on activating the business and bringing the product or service into the marketplace.
For Lamosola, when we joined the Biz Create program, we were a company turning over a little over 500,000. Through the teachings and the lessons from Biz Create, we were able to increase our turnover 5-fold to 2.5 million rands. For the current year, we have projected a sales of 5 million rands, and for the following year, we are projecting sales of 12.5 million rands.
We shared Clive's 5 lessons for doing good business. 1, getting on with all types of people. 2, trust. 3, leaving the ego at home. 4, having a head for managing money. And lastly, not being greedy. So, I now want to welcome someone who also knows the story well and is a former winner of the Beeston Awards to present our first award. This is somebody who, a few years ago, he was also sitting somewhere waiting for his name to be called. Today, he's making someone to wait for their name to be called. I would like to invite Mr. Elmon Khoza of Lamosola.
Good evening. How's everyone doing? We heard that very well. It's not our money. It's not our family's money. It's the business money. I'm from a company called Lamosola, a renewables energy firm with a deliberate focus on solar photovoltaic. Remember that, photovoltaic, rooftop solar solutions. Our clientele includes industrial clients and commercial clients. Needless to say, we are the best solar company in South Africa. So I'm given this opportunity to present an award for job creation. I should say, standing here myself, when I started with the program, it was me and my partner and 2 other part-time guys. And I can say today proudly that we have over 15 permanently employed guys. And I made some promises at some point about millions, 5, 12, whatever it was. I was young. But I should say that the company was able to meet those targets, which means they were good targets. And not only that, we were able to surpass that. So remember, I'm still an entrepreneur and I'm an alumni, so I can take as much time as I need to. So to begin with, I'm going to talk about this award. But before I talk about this award, I have 2 quotes that I've prepared. You can't come to such a prestigious awards dinner without a quote. The first one is to the entrepreneurs, and I believe in it so much, although it's a bit cocky. It's about persistence. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent won't. Nothing is common like unsuccessful men with talent. Genius won't. Unrewarded geniuses. It's practically a cliche. And education won't. I like this one. The world is full of educated fools. Dedication and persistence alone are all powerful. The award that I'm going to present celebrates the business which have created the most jobs in the last year in any sector. The finalists are Jack Mtembu, First One Adventures. And we have Ria Maseko from Veg on the Go. And the third one is Mbali Zwani, AE Tattoos and Boutique. Can I actually invite all the finalists to the stage? So the winner receives 20,000 rands towards their business. So just to put this to context, in South Africa, SMMEs are the largest job creators, if anything. It is vital that we support SMMEs so that they can meet local needs as well as export their opportunities. This award recognizes the Biz Create entrepreneurs who are building business and invite people from early stage. All the finalists create between 4 to 15 jobs, which is applaudable. And now I need to open the envelope. They actually wrote on the leaflet to say open envelope. So. And the winner is, drums, nothing. The winner is Jack Mtembu from First One Adventures. I need to tell you something about Jack. Jack has created 15 new jobs in the last year. And he has identified a clear target market for his business. We as judges felt that the business still has a lot of potential to create more jobs. Thus, he's receiving this and a little bit of money so that he can plan on how he can employ more people. But moreover, what we need to do as well is to applaud the other finalists, and each of whom will receive 2,500 rand.
Thank you, Elmond. To those who are going to come and present awards, don't do what he did. That's not what when I call someone here, I'm in charge here. Elmond, no, he was within his right. He's a former winner. He's an alumni of this center. Thank you very much for your kind heart, and the words of encouragement to the other colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to introduce somebody who is going to share a few words as our guest speaker tonight. A former IT specialist, a marketing professional, mining executive, now a semi-retired businessman, who is a co-founder with his wife of Wouldn't It Be Cool, WIBC development company that helps young entrepreneurs at their startup phases with mentoring, access to funding, and other support. During his spare time, he is a motorbike fanatic. So, entrepreneurs, tonight we shall hear exactly what it means to work hard and play hard. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Dr. Michael Makondo.
I must say it is an amazing experience to be here today, to see the level of development, excitement across some of our finalists today, and you can't help but feel like there is something happening in our country, and sometimes we're so busy with our everyday life that we forget to stop and look and see the signs. So before I start talking, I would like to acknowledge Mr. and Mrs. Beeston. I would like to acknowledge all the delegates, all the guests who are here, who've graced this event because I think it adds to what our entrepreneurs put themselves through to get to a point where they can be up on this stage and be called a finalist. It is a long, lonely, and hard journey. We decided we are going to work with 3 entrepreneurs. 3. That was our aim. And we're going to help them start a business, and we're going to watch them grow this business, and we'll be partners with them in this business. That means we only work 3 days a week. And in this process, we'll give back, and then we'll have so much quality time for us and our relationship, and we can travel and do all sorts of other things that you can never do when you're working every single day of your life. And shortly after that, we ended up at this great institution here, and we were convinced to come give up one Saturday a week, and come do a bit of mentorship and work with a few young people. And that journey became most probably the most life-changing journey I've ever embarked upon. We have worked with over 1,500 startups in those last 6 years. Actually, I think I should give her more credit than me, because most of the guys keep asking, where's Tina? I'm like, but I'm here, But the interesting thing hasn't just been about, it's been seeing the journey, seeing many of these entrepreneurs when they first walk in, and understanding that sometimes when they walk into these programs, it was the one opportunity they had to try and make a change to their lives. And it changes your perspective, because when you start doing this kind of work, you deal with a lot of different stakeholders. And some of us have a job that says you must work with people who work with entrepreneurs and who are going to create jobs. And they give you a little box, and you put numbers in those boxes, and all you're interested in is, what number can I put in the box? What you forget is each one of those numbers is a life. It's a person who's spent weeks working hard at trying to think of, can I start a business? What do I need? Who do I sell it to? Where do I go with this? And ultimately, you divorce yourself from that journey. So it becomes easy when somebody comes to you and says, oh, we don't have budget for that program anymore. You send an email. Send an email to 20 or 30 people, oh no, the program stopped. And what you don't realize is those numbers, those are those lives that just don't continue down that path any further. And that's what pushed us from 3 days a week, 3 entrepreneurs, to sitting in a space. And I just want to talk about one of the programs that we run at the moment. It's become the thing that everyone thinks we do. You know, I've now become a farmer to the list of things that I do. It was here, we met a young entrepreneur, and he wanted to grow vegetables for resorts. And he had found this crazy technology called aquaponics. You know, he was going to grow stuff in water. And we started doing the business modeling work with him. And in that process, we saw something. We saw an opportunity to actually create a sustainable agricultural enterprise. And very quickly, we turned it around. And last year, we put up 27 farms. This year, we're putting up 60 farms. Yesterday, the guys harvested 1.5 tons of lettuce to supply Food Lovers Market. 10 farms supply 4.5 tons of produce a month. All of this, all of this from this crazy, abandoned idea. But the reality and the moral behind the story is that it wasn't even our idea. It wasn't about us being smart enough to have gone out and found something. It was about the fact that you look around and you look at the communities that we live in, the communities that we drive through on our way to something better. So we drive to Sun City. We see a lot of communities along the way. Sometimes we drive a bit faster so we don't have to spend too much time looking at them. And if we could stop and think about these things that if we apply time and effort into, you can change the lives of those communities. For us, the Urban Agriculture Initiative has become a project that's taken on a whole new life of itself. We now have farms going up in Tshwane, we have farms going out in Mpumalanga, we have farms going up in the Eastern Cape. There is a lot of interest in trying to bring a small footprint, technology-assisted agricultural unit to help young people get into agriculture, to dispel this myth. You know, there's a lot of people who go around and say young people don't want to be in agriculture. We do a call for entrepreneurs on the program. We have over 10 times the number of people we can accommodate who respond to every single call. Every single one of them, young, motivated, looking for an opportunity to get into agriculture. But many of them never get that opportunity. So, going back to the purpose of my original conversation, because most of the guys who know me know that I digress a lot. I think for me, one of the things that I see in our country is that we grapple with our own current problems, but we also don't always look forward to see where potentially our communities, our society is going to have, or where new problems that our community and society has to grapple with. So this afternoon I spent the day listening to a whole lot of smart technology people talk about this thing called artificial intelligence. And as much as the technology industry loves to talk about all the great things that they're doing and how it's going to help the world and change the world, and then we downplay the potential issues, sometimes because we're afraid of what it means. And in this case, they turned around and said, no, yes, we know there might be job losses, but jobs will be created elsewhere. And And then one gentleman got up and he was talking. He was from one of the large multinational companies, and he was talking and he says, no, job losses will never happen. Do you remember in the 80s when we were rolling out ATMs and they said, oh, these robotic dispensers of money are going to put every bank teller out of work. We will have people without jobs. And he says, but look at today. We've got banks and they've got branches and they've got tellers everywhere. And then this evening, I get in the car. Did you guys all hear the announcement? Standard Bank, 1,200 people going out of business. Do you know why? Practically because of internet banking and ATMs. So the reality is that whilst we're going out and we're looking at jobs as a big problem for our community and our society, that problem is going to get worse. Because as we roll out technologies, that means there's less jobs created. And what that means for us is these young people here today who create businesses, who go off and fix problems in our communities, and in the process create value for us, for other businesses, for individuals, and create value for themselves, are most probably going to be the get out of jail card that we'll need to produce down the road. Because this idea that we're going to create 10 million jobs by enabling large business to continue growing, etc., that's going to be a difficult thing to do when large business says, I can spin up 20 bots to be able to deal with all my customer service requirements. Why do I need a call center with 300 people? We saw a guy get up on the stage today, open a computer, copy a frequently asked questions list of a website, and immediately turn that into an AI assistant that is able to listen to what you type or speak into the computer and give you an answer. What that means is those jobs we're creating in call centers, they're going. What we now need is a new wave of smart, intelligent, small businesses that can leverage some of this technology, but that understands the problems we have in our communities, our society, and in that process creates economic sustainability for themselves and hopefully bridges the gap for the problems we're going to see in the future.
Thank you, Michael. We move on. I'm sure all of us, we picked up something from what Michael was saying, and it's something that is going to build our businesses, our endeavors, and our attempts in the different spaces where we're working. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Sandra Burmester from N2 Growth Africa to come and present the next award. Where's Sandra? There.
Thanks very much for inviting me back again. I'm thrilled to be involved with BizCreate yet again this year. It's a really inspiring program. I'm even more thrilled to be presenting an award for a female entrepreneur. I started my first business at 13, selling fruit from our orchard around the neighborhood, and my first entrepreneurial venture at 27, and I've never looked back. So I'm hoping that this program, and in particular the emphasis around female entrepreneurs, has set the tone for a number of young women, setting them on the same path. So BizCreate has been fortunate to have attracted a high number of female entrepreneurs. And our stats show that of the women who joined our incubation program, percentage-wise, more have started successful businesses than the number of men who joined the program. Some of the female entrepreneurs are operating in fields traditionally dominated by men, such as alternative energy, industrial clothing, landscaping, and water engineering. The winner receives 20,000 Rand investment into their business, and I'm also going to ask all of the entrepreneurs, all of the finalists to come up. So we have Ria Maseko for Veg on the Go, and Margaret Chandia, True Joy Beauty. And the Oscar goes to. So the best female award runner-up is Margaret Chandia, True Beauty. Margaret is focusing on retaining customers and the judges encourage her to push harder. Her prize is 5,000 Rand towards a business in need. And so obviously, the winner, Ria Maseko, Veg on the Go. Ria's Ria has increased her customer base in the last year and has gone from a standing start to running her own race with a committed team. Well done, Ria. We're really proud of you.
The next award was to be presented by AJ Lalu, but unfortunately he couldn't be with us. And I'll kindly ask Lebogang Motlana to come, a board member of THMC, to come and present the award.
Good evening, everybody. Dr. Magonda talked about the fourth industrial revolution, and the category of the award this evening that I'm going to present is the Best Innovation category. This award recognizes a business which has adapted to the market and is implementing short-term options as well as working on a long-term target. The winning businesses have taken their idea from mind to market while continuing to develop and innovate the product. Our finalists this evening are Sandile Nkosi, owner of Protovate. By the way, I met him earlier. And the second is Pitso Manyika, owner of Neo Grow. The winner will be getting 20,000 Rand in support of their business development. And the winner in this category is Pitso Manyika of Neo Grow. Pitso has a viable business product which is meeting the needs of his local community, while he pushes on innovation of that product for scale up his business in the future. Pitso's business takes waste material and creates a new type of charcoal mix used for cooking in low-income communities. Currently based in Tembisa, Pitso is looking for investors to buy equipment from China, which will enable him to scale up production. Just to indicate, Sandile, the judges want to commend Sandile for his investment in R&D in his business and encourage him to push harder on sales, even though he is busy with his master's degree.
Thank you. And now, before we make the final award of the evening, I would like to invite Trevor Fowler, the THMC board member, to come and make a few remarks about those people and organizations who have supported Peace Create program at the Huddleston Center thus far. Trevor.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me thank all of you for being here tonight, because it is indeed a wonderful evening to be able to have awards that recognize an aspect of our development which is hugely important. The awards this evening celebrate the entrepreneurs who are benefiting from the Biz Create program here in Sophiatown, in particular over the last 18 months. And the reason this is important is that many of you may not know that in 1994, 85% of the wealth on the stock exchange was owned by 17 companies. It is now at 44%, so it's going down, but the only way it'll go down all the way is if we have more entrepreneurs that are able to grow the wealth in our country. The entrepreneurs who presented here their achievements to the judges were all supported by a grant from the DBSA. This was specifically to encourage young people to start to grow their businesses that are good for the planet, good for the people, and good for growing profits. The balance between people, planet, and profit is one of the central strands of the Biz Create program. The DBSA was central to us being able to develop the Biz Create model, which is now being used to roll out work across the province. I want to thank WIPC for their collaboration through this period, and Tina and Michael in particular, with whom we hope to continue working on urban agri initiatives and other support programs that you heard about, the agri initiatives today. Your talk was very inspiring, and it really shows that hard work, but most of all, taking the chance to go out there and do something is what's important. And your talk certainly brought that home to all of the entrepreneurs here, but also reminds us that if you take initiative, big things can happen. And so thank you very much for your talk this evening. I would like to also thank Aisha Patel and Tasneem Mohammed of Think South Africa, who have also been central to supporting the entrepreneurs. The staff, team at Biz Create, and the team of the Trevor Huddleston Memorial Center for their support to the entrepreneurs in all forms. If you could please give an applause to those wonderful people who support the entrepreneurs. I would also like to thank the Haki legal team for their pro bono support to entrepreneurs, Andrew Norgate, who for many years of AV support, and our own pro bono lawyers, Norton Rose Fulbright, and our auditors, Ngubani and Associates. We are also extremely grateful to Anglo Ashanti and Riabetswe Mariba in particular, who have supported for us to take forward some of our entrepreneur support for this year, 2019, and we are working hard to secure other support for the program, as we know that SMME growth drives job creation. We know that all our efforts in this regard will be rewarded. I invite those of you with ED or CSI budgets to look closely at what Biz Create can do to provide by way of bespoke, sustainable, consistent support to early startups and micro enterprises. Our program is an early stage support. Our impact has been significant. For example, if 14 SMMEs can create 71 jobs in 18 months, as our research shows, imagine what more can be achieved if we expand Biz Create across the province.
Anyone who knows me will know this is my worst nightmare. I can talk to people all day long outside with a glass in my hand, I'm fine. Standing here in front of all you people now, ooh, awful. Anyway, look, I'll keep it nice and short for you. My wife and I have done this for a few years now. We've got so much joy and so much satisfaction from doing it. It's become a very personal issue for both of us. To meet some of the young people who've done so well over the last 2 or 3 years, to watch them grow, to watch them develop a business, it's just a wonderful feeling for us. So thank you to everyone here, and thank you for doing so well. We'd like also to thank everyone here who's made this evening such a wonderful evening. We've had a great time. Thank you for your hospitality and your generosity. Thank you. And Michael, thank you for that wonderful speech. And yes, you do look 24. Would you like to read that now? Sorry, we're swapping jobs here. After you.
All right, so the next award, or the final award, I should say, for this particular award, the judges were looking for an entrepreneur who had significantly grown the business operations during the past year, who had displayed growth in their entrepreneurial understanding, as well as retained passion for building their dream. And I suppose you've been talking about quotes, and I was desperately trying to think of one. And the best I can come up with, I'm afraid, is if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Right, so finally, the winner will receive 25,000 Rand in cash for the business. And it does say, open the envelope.
Apparently that's my job. Okay, the winner of this award is Jack Mathembu of First One Inventors. Congratulations, Jack. Can I just tell you, Jack has grown his business 69% in the last year. It's now turning over almost 1.6 million Rand. Wow. And is projecting turnover of 3 million Rand this year. Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Well done, Jack. Yep. You want? Go.
Mama,